Hey everyone, this is a little update vlog on what's going on with me since it's been about a month or so since I kind of told everybody what was happening. I am currently doing my cancer treatment right now for my surgery on October the 2nd. So the hope is that, that if there's any cancer left in there, it's, killing off all the cancer, and if there's in preventing any new cancer from growing. So that's my hope right now is what's happening. I'm on the same dosage that I was on when I went into remission last time. My only worry is that they didn't do a DNC prior to this one. So I'm hoping it's able to kill off all the cancer cells that were in there over the summer. Because we obviously didn't go in and clean them out prior to. So I'm kind of concerned about that, but what am I going to do about it? It's nothing I can do about it now, but they wanted to do a Mirena for me this time, which is basically an IUD, and when the doctor told me he was only going to do the Mirena, I said no, because my feeling was I don't know that there's enough medication in the Mirena, and since we have no idea if it would work for me or not, and I've had too many people tell me how terrible they are for them. Other people, they work great. Some people, they work badly. My body doesn't like foreign objects in there, so let's just say I was not really optimistic about it, and I had a feeling that I was probably going to be one of those people that didn't work well with it. And the fact that the doctor wouldn't give me the Megace with the Mirena was just kind of like yeah, no, I don't trust it. I think I'll just stick with the 8 pills that I'm used to taking daily. So I did do the Megace this time. Now the only struggle that I've had is I had gotten down roughly about 20 pounds before I started IVF. Of course, I gained like 10 pounds during IVF for a multitude of reasons. One, going off the DIM, because going off DIM, your body gains weight, and then also doing the stim. So between those two things, I gained like 10 pounds doing IVF. And then once I was done with the IVF, I gained another like 10 pounds after, probably partly due to being depressed. Like I was just so depressed after, finding out that I wasn't going to be able to put my babies back in. I think I just went into depression. And even though I was able to kind of, boost myself back up, it's been, now that I got these extra 10 pounds, I'm like, dear God, I can't get them off. So, because of the Megace. So I've just gotten to that point where I'm like, I can't take this anymore. The doctors need to work with me. There's got to be something else going on. So this week I'm going to see an endocrinologist to look into hypothyroidism, because I'm at the point now where I'm like, no one should have to kill themselves to lose a freaking pound. Like, I have to literally starve myself and exercise like a crazy person to lose a pound. That's too much. Like most people, you lower your diet, you lose weight, or you exercise, you lose weight. I don't lose weight by doing either one of those two things. I have to literally go on a 1,000-calorie diet and exercise every day for at least an hour, or I don't lose any weight. And that's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to do all that to lose weight. So my hope is that the doctor will find, I know most people are like, I hope they don't find anything. I hope they do. I want to be diagnosed with hypothyroidism, because that would explain my entire crazy life of being overweight, of dealing with all these issues of my cycle, of all these things. It all would make sense, because it all kind of boils down to your thyroid. So if I had to choose on what was wrong with me, I'd rather have hypothyroidism, because then it like explains so much more of what's going on with me and why I've had all the problems I've had all my life. So, and I more than likely have been borderline on my, since I was a kid. And that's why I've never been able to lose weight right, or haven't been able to keep it off, because it's just, my body fights it. So, I meet with that doctor this week. So hopefully my next update will be, letting everybody know what's going on with that. My surgery is October the 2nd for my cancer biopsy. And then I meet with my doctor on the 21st. So between the 2nd and the 21st, I'm really hoping he gets my information long before the 21st, because I want to go see my RE, my reproductive endocrinologist, and have my babies put back in. I mean, I don't want to sit around and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait again. It's just too much. There's all this waiting going on. There's no need for all this waiting, because when I was at Johns Hopkins, they got my results back within 7 days. 7 days. So why is it taking him 2 weeks to get my results back every time? So I basically have to put a call into Johns Hopkins and see what they want to do and see if I can make sure that they get the test results, because if they're sending my biopsy to Johns Hopkins anyway, they might as well send the results right over to my RE, because she's right there at Johns Hopkins. So she can get the results within 7 days and let me know if my doctor doesn't want to do that. Because I need to know quickly. I need to know right away. So I can't be sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting to know whether or not these, because I need to know if she wants me to stay on the medication, if she wants me to go off the medication, do I need to go on birth control? It's because most people do the frozen embryo transfer after doing birth control. And being on Megace is almost exactly like being on birth control. I'm on a huge high dose of progesterone, so it should be pretty close to about the same thing. So that's sort of my next 6 weeks, is like this insane roller coaster ride to find out what's going on with me and why. You know, I've been having so many issues. I'm freezing. I kid you not. Every day I sit in my house with blankets and sweatshirts and jacket and coat on in my own home because I'm so cold. At night, I sleep with like 4 blankets on because I'm freezing. My husband's like, it's normal temperature in here. I'm like, I know it's normal temperature, but it's not normal for me. I'm cold. So there's definitely something going on with the way my body is radiating, you know, heat and not enough, you know, heat. So between those two things, I go from like one extreme to the next. Like if I'm in bed sleeping at night with my 4 blankets on, 2 hours later, it wakes me up because I'm sweating. So it's like, what is going on? You know, like and then if I take the blankets off, I'm freezing again. So it's like, I can't find a happy medium where my body is just feeling normal. So that's part of the reason why I also think it's hypothyroidism, because there's no reason my body can't regulate temperature. Another thing is I've been having like brain fog, like where I can't figure out words and stuff like that. Like I'll sit down and be like, I know this word. Why am I having trouble with word retrieval? And some of that is from the thyroid too. So, you know, I have like a laundry list of things I want to talk to this doctor about, and hopefully he can figure out if it's what I think it is, you know. And I'm pretty sure all these years later, I mean, my family has a history of it, so it's not like it's all that far-fetched that I would get it. And they all got diagnosed later in life. They didn't get diagnosed as kids. So, you know, the issues were there probably long before they ever got diagnosed with them, because I think we all sit around borderline. We sit right on the edge of what is normal, and they're just like, oh, let it go. Well, when somebody's been overweight for 35 years of their life, I'm pretty sure you need to start looking at the thyroid and see what's going on. You know, call me crazy, but I think they really need to start investigating that. And whatever my blood work comes back, they need to look for patterns in the blood work, not just say, oh, well, you're within normal range. What's normal? Normal for who? Because I don't think it's normal for me, because clearly I'm having, you know, issues. So that's the next couple weeks, and I just kind of wanted to update everybody on what's going on and sort of let everybody know where I am in my little stage of crazy. You know, because trying to battle this. The one nice thing is I have found a couple of groups on Facebook, finally, after 2 years. I found a couple of groups on Facebook for women with uterine cancer. So it's very interesting that a lot of them have had surgery. A lot. I would say probably 95% of the women in the groups have had surgery. One woman actually told me she had it really bad. She had pretty bad cancer, and she didn't have surgery because the doctor said the surgery would actually be worse than, you know, just leaving it, just doing the sheet of radiation therapy for hers. So my feeling is, this is really weird. Like maybe but I read about their different types of cancer, and not all of them have what I had. So they all have a very different, many of them have this like really aggressive one. So that's why they've had to have surgery, because it's just, you know, it's so aggressive they can't do anything else. My fear is that, you know, most women walk around with the thought that if the doctor tells you to have a hysterectomy, you have one. You don't ask questions. It's your body. You need to ask questions. And if you don't want a hysterectomy, then you need to say what other options are out there. Because if yours is not aggressive, like there was a woman on there who I know hers is very similar to mine. And I kept thinking, why did you just jump right into a like, I don't understand. Because doctors scare the shimmies out of you, and they make you think that you have to have surgery and rip everything out. Well, if I'd have taken my uterus out, I'd probably have breast cancer now. Because the problem is if you take the uterus out, where's all that extra estrogen going to go? Into your boobs, and it's going to cause breast cancer. So the cancer just is going to keep jumping from thing to thing to thing because you haven't cured why you have cancer, which is one of the reasons why I'm seeing an endocrinologist, because I'm tired of this. I'm not going to have some doctor tell me I have to take everything out. That's not going to cure me. So I'm not going to sit there and have more cancer spreading all throughout my body because you didn't cure what was wrong with me in the first place. You just took everything out hoping that would cure me. And it doesn't. I've talked to too many women now who've gotten multiple types of cancer because they didn't cure what was causing the cancer in the first place. And doctors just think by ripping everything out that cures it. It doesn't. It doesn't. Unless for some reason the cancer was caused by that particular part, and it's the genetics one. Like a lot of the times the genetics ones, you take out everything that's genetically linked to that gene, and then you probably have a lot less chance of getting the cancer. But the reality is mine isn't genetically linked. Mine's linked to the fact that I have too much estrogen in my body. That's not going to change because you take my uterus out. My uterus isn't the only thing producing estrogen. You know, my entire body is producing it, and it's producing it at a super high rate, and my progesterone is too low to offset it. So until you correct that imbalance, I'm going to keep getting cancer. It's just going to keep spreading to different parts of my body. So the reality is I am not letting them touch anything inside me till they figure out what's wrong. End of discussion on that one. So that's just how I feel about that. They can't take anything out of me until they figure out what's wrong with me in the first place. So that's just where I am right now. You can tell I'm kind of like adamant about that because I think doctors are too quick to say just get rid of everything instead of saying, you know what, well, let's figure out why you're getting this cancer, you know, and then we decide whether or not. I know with some women you can't do that because it's so aggressive and it's just rummaging through their bodies like crazy. But just because you take something out, I mean, these girls, some of these women have had cancer then spread to their colon and to their stomach and to their, I mean, it's all over their lower bodies because they're not curing the cancer. All they're doing is taking out body parts, you know, and until you cure what's causing stuff, it's just going to keep coming back. That's just me. All right, well, that's where I am this week, and hopefully I get good news from my doctor. So believe it or not, folks, I'm actually praying that it's hypothyroidism. I'd rather take a pill for the rest of my life than have somebody rip my uterus out. I mean, seriously, let's face reality. That's kind of the better way to go. But I will update everyone next weekend and kind of see how things are. Once I get to talk to this doctor and get all the blood work done and everything, hopefully he'll have an answer for me by next week. Thanks, and have a great day.